Hello. Today we're going to take a look at factors and multiples and how they're related. So we know that 2 is a factor of 6 since 2 times 3 is 6. And you can't reverse that and say 6 is a factor of 2 because it's not. But 6 is a multiple of 2 because after you multiply by something you get 6. Okay? So 2 is a factor of 6. That makes 6 a multiple of 2. Now, as far as finding all factors of a number go, let's start with 24. There's a system I have here, and I'll explain it as I go through these examples. 24, most simply, 1 goes into 24 24 times. Then from 1 I jump to 2. 2 goes into 24 12 times. So I write down both the number I'm dividing in and the answer. And I try 3. 3 goes into 24, 8 times. And let's see, 4 goes into 24 6 times. 5 does not. 6 would be next, but I've already got it. So once I get a repeat of something on the other side, then I'm done. So I have all factors of 24. Let's try the same thing with 25. So we start with 1 times 25. 2 doesn't go in because it's not an even number. It doesn't end in a 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8. 3 doesn't go in. A way to check 3 is if you add 2 and 5, you get 7, and 3 doesn't go into 7. So if you add the digits of a number and it's a multiple of 3, then the number itself must have been a multiple. Since 2 didn't go in, no even number will. So 4 won't, 6 won't, 8 won't, and so on. So once I know 2 doesn't go into a number, I really don't need to check any even numbers, but I wrote down 4 and crossed it off anyway. 5 goes into 25 7 times. What the heck? That's crazy. We'll fix that. What was I thinking? 5 times. Okay. And then I checked 6, but I really didn't need to. I think maybe I wanted to start with 35 there. Anyway, so since 5 is a repeat itself, I didn't even need to check 6. So let's just erase that too. Okay. Let's move over to 70. Always start, so again, I'm looking for all factors of a number here. 1 goes into 70 70 times. Then I tried 2. 2 goes into 70 35 times. Now I wrote 3 down, but 7 plus 0 is 7. 3 doesn't go into 7, so 3's out. I didn't even write down 4 because I was thinking, well, 2 went into 70 35 times. If 4 goes in, there'd have to be another factor of 2 living in here, and 35 is odd. So there can't be a 2 times 2, which is 4, inside of 70. So I saw here that there was no point in checking 4. 5, because it ends in a 0, 5 goes into 70, you can check 14 times. 6 doesn't go because 3 didn't. Once something like 3 doesn't go in, then all multiples of 3 will fail, like 6 and 9 and 12 and so on. 7, I got to check, 7 times 10. Now 8 would be next, but since 4 didn't go, 8 can't. 9 would be after that, and since 3 didn't go, 9 can't. So there's information in the beginning that tells me more about what happens later. 10 would be the next number to check, which I already have as a result of dividing 7 in, so I have a repeat, so I'm done. Now, sometimes there can be a long distance between this number and that number, so how do you know when to stop looking? One trick is to take the square root of the number. Oops, that's the next example. The square root of 70 is less than 8, because 8 squared is, 8 squared is 64, 9 squared is 81. Okay, so I have to check up to 9. If you do this system, you can always stop near the square root of the number. So once I get to 9, that would have been enough to stop. But 10's pretty close, so that tells me. 119. Let's try that one. 1 goes into 119 times. 2 doesn't go because it's odd. 9 plus 1 plus 1 is 11, and 3 doesn't go into 11, so 3 is out. I don't need to check 4 since 2 didn't work. 5 doesn't work because it doesn't end in a 0 or a 5. I don't have to check 6 because 2 and 3 didn't work. 7 I do have to check, and let's see, 7 goes into 11 once. That leaves 49. And 7 goes into 49 7 times, so that means 7 times 17 is 119. A calculator is nice to check those, you don't have to do it in your head. But it's always fun to do it in your head, except on a test. So so then, let's see, 7, 8 would be next. I don't have to check 8 because 2 didn't work. 9, I don't have to check because 3 didn't work. 10, I don't have to check because 2 and 5 didn't work. 11 I would have to check, and 11 goes into the 11 part once, but then there's 9 left over, which 11 doesn't go into. That's the remainder, so 11 doesn't work. If you take the square root of 119, you'll find that it's a little less than 11. So 11 is as far as I need to look. So that means these are all the factors of 119. And again, the only way to know you have all the factors is to know when to stop and to basically check a whole bunch of numbers less than it. Let's try one more time for 254. 1 goes into 254 times. 2 goes into 254 because it's even. I got 127. And then I have to check, let's write some stuff down. Oops. 3. And if you add 5 and 4, that's 9, plus 2 is 11, so 3 is out. 2 went in, leaving 127, which is odd, so 4 can't work. This second number would have to be even for 4 to work. I do need to check 5, but it doesn't end in a 5 or a 0, so 5 is out. I don't have to check 6 because 3 didn't work. I don't have to check, let's see, what's 6? 6, 7. I do have to check 7. And let's see, 7 goes into 25 3 times 21, that leaves 34. 7 doesn't go into 34. I don't need to check 8 because 4 didn't work. I don't need to check, let's see, what's 8, 9, because 3 didn't work. I don't have to check 10 because 5 didn't work. 11 is next. I got to check 11. And 11 goes into 25. How many times? Twice. 22, leaving 34. 11 doesn't go into 34. 12 I don't need to check because neither 3 nor 4 worked. And 3 and 4 go into 12. Let's see, 13 I got to check. Let's see, 13 goes into 25, leaving 12, 124. 13 I'm pretty sure doesn't go into 124. 14 I don't have to check because 7. 15 I don't have to check because of 5. 16 I don't have to check because of 4. Now it feels like I could go a long way, right? 127 is a long way away. However, square root of 254 is less than 16. Check that on your calculator. So 16 is as far as I need to go. Now notice mostly what I needed to check as I moved along, 2, 3, skip 4, 5, 7, 11, 13. Those are all prime numbers. Turns out mostly you're checking with prime numbers. Once you rule out a particular prime, all multiples of it are ruled out later, which is kind of nice. So that's a system for finding all factors of a number.